Welcome back to Timoteo TV Mid-Season Report, special edition here. I got my crew, Buddy Martinez, coach of the Packers, Dan Martinez, coach of the Ravens, special guest, and of course Chris Lahr, coach of the Panthers. So so we want to get into it. Here's mid-season, kind of see where we're at, kind of feel out where people are in the league and what's ahead, and make some predictions. So what we're going to do is break it down into three groups. And we're going to start with the poor four. So I want to hear from each of you who your poor four are, who are not going to make the playoffs.
All right, I think this is pretty easy after looking. I've been studying tape. I've been looking at all the stats and figures and stuff. I think the magic number is 4. If you can get 4 wins, you'll be in the playoffs. I think there's going to be a couple teams, maybe 1 or 2 teams that have 3 wins, and there's usually 1 or 2 teams that can fight it through tiebreakers and that sort of thing and get in. There's a lot of parity this year. I think this is the tightest it's ever been. It's going to come down to the last week when guys get in. My poor 4, obviously the Lions are going to go 0-8. They're going to get beat by the Jets. Jets are going to have 1-7. They're going to be the 11th. The Colts, they're on the way out. Fizzle. I think they're going to end the season 3-5. And then my final team in the poor 4, the Vikings. I think the Vikings end up losing week 6 against the Eagles. So they lose the tiebreaker in the season with 3-5. The Vikings go home, poor 4.
Wow. Dan, how about you?
Lions 0-8. Sorry, folks. Jets 1-7. The Eagles 2-6. It's hard to bet against Leroy, but I have to do it. And the Colts, so-called high-tying offense, 3-5.
All right, Buddy.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I mean, Lions, Jets, I don't know if they have what it takes this year to make the playoffs. And also, I got the Vikings. I got them winning 1 more game against the Lions, and then I have them losing out. I don't know if they have enough talent to be able to compete for the playoffs. And then the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals really haven't impressed me. They've kind of been hot and cold. They got a tough schedule coming up. And I got the Cardinals going 3-5 and not making the playoffs.
Wow, and that's big. Cardinals, I mean, they were 2 seed last year, so that's huge. Okay, so let's go to our mid 4, guys. So who do you got? So this is 8 seeds 5 through 8.
Yep.
What do you got?
This one is interesting. All these teams, they could go either way, really. I mean, so far, all these teams, I think they're all going to win 2 games in the final 4 games. The Eagles going to end up, because of that, the beating of the Vikings week 6, are going to sneak in at the 8th seed and had to play the Packers week 1 in the playoffs. It's going to be phenomenal. We got the boys ending at 4-4, 49ers at 4-4, and the Cardinals at 4-4. And so we have the Cards at the 5th seed, 49ers 6th seed, and the boys will be the 7th seed. And that's what's going to happen in the mid-rounds.
All right, Dan.
My mid 4, I got the Cowboys at 4-4. I got the Panthers at 4-4. I got the Niners at 4-4, and the Cardinals all at 4-4.
Wow. That'd be tight. Come down to power rankings, possibly.
Yeah.
That's seeding. What do you guys say, Buddy?
Well, I know a lot of you guys are riding out the Colts and you don't think they have what it takes, but I think they have just what it takes to make the playoffs this year. And I have them winning 4 games, going 4-4, and solidifying the 8th spot. All right, the Eagles, I still can't manage. I can't imagine a playoffs without the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are gonna find a way to turn it around. And I got them going 4-4 and sneaking into to the playoffs at the 7th seed. Then the Ravens, they're going to make the playoffs this year. They have a solid group over there. I got them at 5-3 at the 6th spot. And then the 49ers closing out my bottom 4 of the grade 8 with also a 5-3 record.
All right. Cool. So now, who's our top? Who are the top 4 seeds? These are the elite teams in the league.
Really, I mean, honestly, there's only 2 elite teams. I mean, the top 2, I'm going to say it right now. The Packers, 4-0 already. They're going to end 8-0. I think they're going to sweep it. Raiders, they've only lost to the Packers. I think it's going to continue that trend. I mean, they are looking outstanding. They're going to go 4-0. So you got the Packers 1, the Raiders 2. But then I think what's interesting, of the top 4, 2 of those teams are going to be justice teams. Mark my word. The Panthers are going to go 2-2. They're going to end it with 5-3 record. Ravens are going to fizzle a little bit and kind of on a downward spot, but they're still already in a good position, so they're going to be 1-3. But I think they're going to end it with 4-4, and so because of tiebreakers, they're going to be in the top 5. 3 of the top 5 teams are going to be justice teams. This is the year of justice.
All right. Has not given up on the justice yet. Dan, what do you have to say?
I think there's going to be 3 powerhouses, not 2. The 3 powerhouses are going to be the Packers, Raiders, and Ravens. All ended at 7-1. This is the elite group of teams right here. These are the teams that you're going to have to watch in the playoffs. They're not gonna fizzle off like the top 2 teams did last year. These 3 teams are legitimate. And rounding off that group, a lot of the team that these guys are running off is the Vikings. I believe in their defense, and I believe in their coach, and I believe they'll end 5-3.
That's good. What do you think, buddy? This guy has a team you didn't even have making the playoffs in the 4th seed. What do you got?
I don't know what's wrong with Dan's math over there. He says he's got the Ravens going 7-1, and they already have a loss already. They play the Packers this week.
The last one.
Anyway, in the 4th seed, I got the Panthers. I think they're the surprise. There's a Cinderella story of this year, and I believe that they're legitimate. You know what I mean? That they belong in this top 4 team, and we'll find out again this week against the Cowboys. So I got them at the 4th spot, 5-3. 3rd seed, I got the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to turn this around. I mean, anyone can coach that team with that talent that they have there. Now, the hardest part is dealing with the egos over there. If these players could get over themselves, they can realize they have one of the best teams in the league, and I think they're going to do that. And I got them going 6-2. All right. The 2nd seed, I got the Raiders going 6-2. They're a legitimate team. We played them. They played us real tough, and they're a team to watch out for this year. And then also, I got the Packers going 7-1. It's hard to go 8-0. You know, we almost had to scare this last week. I believe it's possible, but I don't know if we can play every game like that. But so I got us with the 1 seed though, going 7-1.
All right. Well, real quick then, guys. I mean, this is maybe the most depth we've ever had from 1 to 8, and just the possibility of someone winning.
The one is not
against.
The one is not going to be against the Ravens.
Yeah. so real quick, we just got a little bit of time. Real quick, give me your Urban Bowl matchup and who's going to take it.
Ooh,
at the midpoint of the season.
You know what? I think this is the year of the Packers. I mean, I think it's been 6 years. I think they find a way to beat the Eagles week 1 in the thing. And I think it's going to be the Packers and the Raiders. I think they're going to find a way to be there, and it's going to be their matchup. But the Packers going to win it.
Dan, what do you think? I mean, everyone had Packers Raiders 1-2, but as you saw and you were a part of last year, 1 and 2 get knocked out of the first round. You being a 7th seed last year, upsetting somebody. You think Packers Raiders also, or is someone going to step up and surprise one of those teams?
I have a group of 4-4 teams in the middle: Cowboys, Panthers, Niners, Cardinals, and I really like the Cowboys to get it together in the playoffs. And I think that the Packers will go by the wayside, unfortunately. I do think they're a very good team, but at the end of the day, I think the Ravens will meet the Cowboys, as it should have happened last year with the Redskins and the Ravens. I think the Ravens will prevail.
All right. Buddy, what do you have to say? Who will your Packers play? Because I know you're going to pick the Packers.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm riding higher on the Kelly Green. But yeah, so I got the Packers, and I got I'm trying to see how this thing's going to work out. There's a lot of good teams this year. I'm trying to think of who we would like to play. We'd like to play the Lions. It's not going to happen. I'd love to get revenge on the Eagles, but I don't know if they have what it takes to make it to the Urban Bowl this year. But I think the team that does is probably going to be the Panthers. I think the Panthers can surprise some teams out there, and I would love to go against Chris. We don't play them in this regular season. I'd love to play Chris and find out if that quarterback is legit over there. I got the Packers beating the Panthers.
I see some holes in that defense.
All right. Well, these are some great predictions, but as usual, we got to see what happens. So it's up to you guys out there watching to make it happen on the field. So we've had a great first half of the season so far, and we're excited for what's in store. And if you haven't been out to a game yet, you need to get out there because there's some great football being played. So keep checking us out, TimoteoFootball.com, Timoteo Sports on Twitter, and we'll see you out on the field.